Hey everyone, Coach Curtis Phelan here. I hope you're all having a blessed Monday so far. And I'll work on getting this video brighter. I think it's the computer I'm using today. I do have a ring light, but anyways, so I'm not going to make this long. Real quick, I'm going to share, as I mentioned over the weekend, I posted a video. I'm trying to find my notes now that I wrote down. But I'm actually going through the secrets of success, the philosophy of personal achievement. Russell Brunson, if you have heard of ClickFunnels or Russell Brunson, he's created this school. He spent over $15 million so far finding rare books on success and personal development and achievement that most of them you can't find anywhere. They were unpublished. They were created by people like Napoleon Hill and so forth. But anyway, so I'm going through, I'm going to go through module one on what we call the resistance. It's what stops most of us from, or keeps us in a loop, or from achieving what we want in life. And today we're going to just talk about success equals achievement and fulfillment. I do apologize. I just wrote all this out and I'm trying to find it because I got multiple pages open. And I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So bear with me a second here. And thank you all for watching. Just give me 1 second. I can't find my notes. I have so many pages open. Interesting. Just give me a second. Let me think. So comment below. How are you doing today? While I find this. I know where I put it. Apologize. I know exactly where it is. It's way over here on this window. All right, guys. So today's topic revolves. Hi, everybody. So if you don't know who I am, you've just been on here because you've been most people are on here because they reach out to me and friend request me and like everybody else does. If you don't know my background, because I haven't been on here for a while, I've been working kind of offline a lot for the last few years. So I've been a results, life, and business coach for over 25 years. I was one of the founding coaches for a gentleman named Tony Robbins, who most of you on here probably know, because that's kind of the community I stay in. So I shared an office with Tony's son Josh, and his ex-wife Becky was across the hall, and we built Tony's coaching department. So I left Tony 20 years ago, and I helped other leaders, speakers, trainers build their coaching departments over the years. And I've learned a lot, and I feel that I need to start sharing it now that we have social media and all this stuff. I really haven't been on much other than just posting random things. But I really feel that I need to share more of what I'm learning to help others. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to read through my notes. It's not going to be long, just a few minutes. And if you want to go deeper, I'll put a link to get a free 30-day trial of Russell's Secrets of Success program. You can see here's the box I got that I unveiled or whatever, unboxed over the weekend that I got that had some rare books in it, which is really cool. I'll show you those real quick. So this is the original. So this was Russell Brunson. He's actually in the Ford. You can see here. He worked with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. A lot of you have heard of Think and Grow Rich, but if you haven't read this version of Think and Grow Rich, this is the version that was written by Napoleon Hill. It was still in a binder that he personally made. It was the unpublished. It was the first edition before it got to the publishers. So they've changed a lot of it, which is really cool because anyways, this is the first edition before it was released, so there's a lot of cool secrets in here that I'll be sharing eventually. But anyways, that aren't in the regular Think and Grow Rich. Pretty awesome. These two manuscripts were just paper bound together, handwritten. And Russell, you can see how small the writing is. I mean, these were like books, but these were never published. It will place you wherever you wish to be among men by Napoleon Hill. Awesome. I'll be going through that eventually. Secrets of master salesmanship. No matter what you do, I don't care if you're a secretary or waitress or a salesperson, you're in sales, right? And a lot of people on here are coaches, right? Other coaches, consultants, things like that. I can tell you from being in the industry over 25 years that the I wouldn't say successful, but the most well-known coaches out there aren't always the best. The best coaches out there are the best salesmen, the best marketers, the best copywriters. That was what's I tell coaches all the time because that's what I do. I help other business coaches grow their business. So I tell them all the time, one of the main skills you have to learn if you want to be successful as a coach is you are a salesperson. You have to master marketing, master sales, master copywriting. If you don't master those, you really will never build a sustainable coaching business, for yourself. It'd be more of a hobby. It saddens me how many people get into coaching and then they realize that they're missing all these pieces and they fail. So anyways, I'm going too long on that. I just wanted to share those cool books. I have them right on my desk and I can't wait to dive into them. So I just want to share this with you. So today's topic, we're going to revolve around the concept of the calling versus resistance. Okay, so before we dive into that, let me make sure I'm on the right notes because I just worked on all this. It took me a little while to clean this up, so give me a second. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so this is the right one I wanted to go over. So the first concept that we're going to talk about today is achievement and fulfillment and the idea of the calling. So let me break it down into kind of key points to better clarify what I'm talking about, okay? So number one is the definition of success. So we all have our own definition of success, right? Like, what's your definition of success? If you ask that to somebody, they're all going to have different definitions, right? So success is proposed to be a combination of achievement and fulfillment. Okay, so success, as the title of this video is, success equals achievement plus fulfillment. Okay, so it's not just achieving something, right? Because there's a lot of people out there, that you would think are very successful. Maybe they have the money, they have the boats, the cars, the yachts, the planes, whatever. So they have that idea of success, but they're not fulfilled. So that's not success, right? As Tony Robbins always taught me, is that's ultimate failure. Success or achievement without fulfillment is ultimate failure, right? You have all the things you felt you wanted to go after, and you finally achieve them. And you've probably done this in your own life, right? Something you said, man, my whole life's gonna be different when I get this thing, or once I get this, then I'll feel this, right? And then you get that thing, and you're just like, you just feel empty inside. You're just totally empty. In my own life, the biggest I would say success I've achieved the only time I felt fulfilled, I should say, is when I'm coaching. So when I'm helping other people achieve success and become fulfilled in their life, it seems like it's the only time that I feel fulfilled. Like, that fulfills me, helping other people achieve fulfillment. So let me touch on some of these notes. So achievement, okay, so achieving goals gives life excitement and color. Okay, so I wrote that down. And then I wrote down the pursuit of achievement is as important as the achievement itself. So the pursuit, right? So Tony Robbins I refer to Tony because I owe everything to him. I mean, that's where I learned a lot of this stuff. But you want to enjoy the process. So it's not waiting till you achieve that thing, right? You want to, because it might take you years, right, to achieve that thing. So do you want to wait till you feel fulfilled and feel excitement and feel happy and feel loved and feel fun? No. You want to do it every day. You want to do it as you're, enjoy the process, Tony always said. Enjoy the process. Make it fulfilling today because you don't have it tomorrow, right? So yes, you'll feel a certain way whenever you achieve that thing, right? The fulfillment of achievement, right? And enjoy the process. So, Tony distinguishes this between the science. There's a science of achievement, and then there's the art of fulfillment. So science of achievement is the things to do, the steps, right? What do we used to say? So there's like the psychology, and then there's the, the activities, the actions that you need to take. So enough on that. So now fulfillment. So fulfillment is described as how one feels, okay, about oneself when you're alone. So how do you feel about yourself when you're alone? When you're fulfilled, when you're by yourself, you feel like a certain way when you're by yourself. How do you feel, right? Like, ask yourself, how do I feel about myself when I'm alone? And if you don't feel so good, right, there's something missing, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing because it's not fulfilling you. Okay. So this, I just heard about Tom Bilyeu lately, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he suggests that fulfillment is biologically wired, and it involves hard work. So you got to work hard. So fulfillment requires hard work, acquiring a set of skills that matter to you. Like I said, for me, coaching, right? It's a set of skills that I acquired over decades, okay? And it involves hard work. It's not easy. Don't believe somebody tells you it's easy to create a coaching business. It's definitely not, okay? It's just like any other business out there, okay? It is hard work. You got to sell. You got to market. You got to promote. You got to do all that stuff, okay? But doing hard work, using a set of skills that you've acquired, serving that not only serves yourself, for me, like those skills in coaching, they serve me, but they also serve others. And that's another reason why I felt like not doing videos and not sharing this, now that we have all this social media out there that I wasn't utilizing. I realized that I was being selfish, right? So I'm using these skills to help me in my own life. And then the next level, now you might need to do that at first, but the next level is sharing what you're learning by doing it in your own life and sharing it with other people, right? Sharing it with others to help other people. That's where the fulfillment comes in. So fulfillment is not just personal growth, but also, sorry, I'm shaking the table here, so the camera's probably bouncing, sorry. So fulfillment is not only just personal growth, but also contributing to others so that others grow, right? The community. All right, so now, enough of that. So now the calling, okay? So the calling is seen as a desire placed by a higher power. I refer to it as God. Okay, you do it, whatever your higher power is. But it's a calling to pursue something meaningful. Okay? And that comes from some energy force, some higher power I call God. Okay? It's the feeling that there is something bigger that you're supposed to do or become, right? It's just something that you just feel, you just know, man, there's something, and you might not even know what it is yet, right? But you know that there's something. You have that feeling like there's something bigger. You just don't know what it is. We talk about the fog. So between where you are right now, like point A, where you are, the current state of your being, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, everything, right? Where you are right now, there's a calling, like where you want to be, or where whether it's you want to go help a bunch of people, whether you want to do this, whether you want to do that. There's that point Z, right? There's A to Z, right? But there's a fog of uncertainty, right? The only way to overcome that fog is what we call, this is the next thing, it's the faith of the calling. So you have the calling, then you have to have faith, right? So the calling's from a higher power. Then you have to believe in that faith. You have to believe in that calling. You have to believe in that higher power. You have to trust in God, and you have to surrender to it. The way you surrender is you take action. You step into. You have to take a step. So let's say you want to get from wherever you are right now down the street or to your friend's house or wherever you're going, right? And there's some fog, right? Maybe you're driving, right? So you go out in your car. You've probably driven through fog before, so you're like, man, it's foggy out, right? It's kind of like a pilot. I'll just use the car analogy for now. But you're like, you're kind of concerned because there's fog. You know where you want to go, but there's some fog. It's kind of like there, and you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to have faith. I know where I'm going. Maybe if I just start the car, back it out, and start driving, I can slowly see more and more. As you're taking the steps, as you're driving forward, as you're flying through, right? Whatever your metaphor is. If you notice when you're going through fog, you can see just a little bit. And each time you go forward, you see a little bit more, right? But you know the ultimate place you want to end to, okay? So that's the fog is between your current state and calling. We call it the fog. Now, faith in the calling, stepping into the fog of uncertainty, right? We'll just call it the fog of uncertainty, requires faith in the calling, okay? Faith is the belief that the pursuit of the calling is important and goes beyond your personal desires. So it has to be just more for just you, okay? For you to achieve that calling, for you to pursue that calling. It's important, and it goes beyond your personal desires. It has to be bigger. That's what's going to get you through that fog, through that resistance. We'll talk about that later, okay? The role of faith, okay? So faith is essential in navigating the uncertainty of the path towards the calling. So if you have a calling, right, you have to have that faith so that you can navigate. Like, you got to trust, right? Have faith that wherever that is you know you're supposed to be going to, that that faith is going to get you through the uncertainty. You're like, man, I can't see that. I can't see it, right? But I just know if I just keep going a little more, I'm going to slowly by slowly see a little more, right? So you have to have faith. It involves taking steps into the unknown, trusting that clarity will emerge as you move forward. Make sense? Great. So the types of faith. So there's 3 types of faith, okay? The first being the faith in the calling, like the faith in what you're called to do, right? What so you have to have faith in that it's right, or that it's going to be bigger or better than whatever you have now, okay? So I'm trying to remember the other one. So the other 2 types of faith are pursuing. There's different they're going to be. We're going to talk about these later, because I gotta study it a little better. I don't want to share something and give misinformation. So I'm gonna, as I do these and as I implement these, right, as I take the steps, then I will share. I don't want to just give information that I am not using and that I am not using. I think that's inauthentic. So as I go through this program and these programs and these books and these courses, and it just blows my mind. What Russell's done. I mean, I had an idea like this almost 30 years ago, and I never followed it, and that's what happens when you have ideas or thoughts or, callings, and you don't move forward. Someone's going to pick them up, because we want to get into that today, but you can access everything out there in the universe, and it's recently been proven by doctors, so and scientists. But if you put a thought or an idea out there, I'll just end with this. If you put that out there in the universe, if you don't act on it, someone will pick it up. Someone will. I don't know if you've ever said, man, I had that idea. Oh, I was going to do that 20 years ago, right? I had that when I saw what Russell did. It was 25 years ago, or 24 years ago. But if you put it out there in the universe, it's out there. And if people are in the right, tuned in, right, they can pick that stuff up. It's not, they don't know it's from you personally, not always, but they get that idea and they get that thought. And if they're action takers, they take the action, and you're out of luck, buddy, right? They make that thing happen. So I hope this helped you guys in some way. If you want to dive deeper, I know this is just a summary. I'm not gonna, I don't have time to sit here I have a coaching call in 15 minutes. But I just want to make sure that I take time every day and share as I go through this stuff, because it's helping me. I hope it helps you. We'll go deeper and deeper and deeper. So today's just, understanding, just basic understanding, that achievement without fulfillment is ultimate failure. Okay, and if you want to go deeper, I'm going to put a link to get a free 30-day trial. You can actually get these books, everything shipped to you. If you want to do that, I think it's like $29 something. You can have these shipped, but the trial's free to get access to all this stuff. So, man, do it for 30 days. Check it out. See if you like it. But thanks for watching, guys. I got to get going. Make it a great day. God bless.